Hi everyone, my name's Dave High. I'm here today with Derek Holder. He is going to give us some tips for protecting NDMP with Net Backup.
Absolutely, thanks Dave. Yeah, hi there. So there's a lot of different data types that you're going to have in your network, in your infrastructure. So NDMP has always been that sort of amorphous thing that people would reach out and try to back up, because you can't actually put a client on an NDMP NAS host. There's different ways to get at the data, but there's a lot of questions around how can I do it, what's the most effective way to actually reach out to NDMP and get some backups done. So in version 7.6 of Net Backup, there are some advanced features that we pushed out, and there's even newer ones coming in next releases. But in the case of this installation, or 7.6 and back, there's a couple tips that you can follow to help you out when it comes to protecting this data. The top one, of course, being 1024 characters. So anybody knows if you've tried to back up a file that has more than 1024 characters, it completely craters. It fails because we don't know what to do with a file name that's longer than that, which is a restriction. So make sure when you're backing up, obviously if it's a NAS device and it's a filer, you're not going to be perusing the entire thing looking for names. But if you do get a hit back that says could not back up this file and you look into it, it'll let you know that the file name is too long or invalid. And in that case, you'll either have to change the name of it or obscure it from the backup and omit it, or shorten the name if at all possible. Incremental backups from different policy types. So again, we don't have a client on the NAS device, or we don't have a client that's reading the file list locally from the operating system. We're doing it from an outside source in. So if you have policies, multiple policies of NDMP, and they back up the same target and you try to do incremental, they obviously will not compare against one another for incremental based on the host name. So you're going to end up getting multiple copies of the exact same data, and that's not going to help anybody. Unless, of course, that's what you want to do in your environment. If you have policies that are set up to do it that way, I'm not sure why you would, because if you're going to use something like SLP that has life cycle to doing the backups, you can accomplish the same thing of multiple copies of the data by doing it within an SLP. So you could set it up from one device to the next device, or even storage tiering if you wanted to. So there's not a lot of use cases where you'd actually want to do or have the same target in multiple policies. Directories and not file names. Obviously, things are going to move around a lot on a NAS filer. And if you set it up to do specific files on the machine, and you don't use an open category like all directories, or in this, we also recommend you use all file systems instead of using a /. So using a / will get everything underneath it, but what it's not going to do is look for every one of the mount points that we're directing out on the NAS device. So you're probably going to miss some data, and that obviously isn't going to help you protect. Then of course, nesting wildcard names. In 7.6, it does support wildcard names. So you can put in there $, whatever you like, or the asterisk for to cover multiple file name iterations. However, if you nest them within a backup, it's just like giving it a specific file name. You're looking for the specific existence of this file, and you're probably setting yourself up for failure, as you're not going to catch everything that's underneath the device, and there's just a lot more chance for things to fail. We cover it in a lot of documentation, so we have many guides out there to help you either set them up, modify them, check to make sure that your device is compatible. This hardware compatibility is short, it's the long version of HCL, Hardware Compatibility List, and under symantec.com/docs, you can find all of these documents, as I've listed here, that they correspond directly to NDMP or dealing with them. So you'll find NAS appliance definitions, you'll find hardware, the HCL, the operating system or OS compatibility list, and then an admin guide. And it has several of these tips and tricks listed in it, but we thought we'd just sort of shorten it down, give you a few bullet points out of the manual so that you can use them as you go forward protecting NDMP.
Wow, that's great information. Thank you very much, Derek. Appreciate that. Hope you found this useful.
Absolutely. Thanks, Dave.